In a world where conformity is often hailed as the cornerstone of societal stability, the individual's quest to retain their autonomy becomes increasingly precarious. Friedrich Nietzsche, one of history's most provocative philosophers, understood the weight of this struggle. His assertion that the individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe highlights the tension between personal freedom and the crushing pressure to fit in. What does it mean to be an individual in a society that insists on conformity? How does one resist the seductive power of the collective? Nietzsche's insights into human nature provide a compelling lens through which to explore the eternal battle between self-authenticity and societal expectations. The individual's fight against the herd mentality is not only a philosophical concept but also a profound challenge that continues to shape our lives today. Welcome to The Unfolding Journey, a place where we dive deep into the ideas that shape our world. Here, we explore the timeless wisdom of thinkers like Nietzsche, unraveling their complex philosophies to see how they relate to our modern-day struggles. From the pursuit of self-actualization to understanding the societal forces that shape our behavior, this channel invites you on a journey of self-discovery and critical thought. So, if you've ever wondered about the nature of conformity, the self, or how to maintain your authenticity in a world that demands conformity, you're in the right place. Let's uncover these truths together. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an episode of this exciting journey. Friedrich Nietzsche, a towering figure in the history of Western philosophy, has long been associated with his critiques of religion, morality, and societal norms. His famous declaration that God is dead signifies the collapse of traditional structures of meaning, while his emphasis on the Übermensch, or overman, champions the individual's potential to transcend conventional values and become something greater. Central to Nietzsche's philosophy is the idea that modern individuals must confront and overcome the influence of the herd mentality. The herd mentality, or the tendency of individuals to adopt the beliefs and behaviors of the majority, is a powerful force in every society. Nietzsche viewed this as a fundamental challenge to the autonomy of the individual. For Nietzsche, the masses, whom he referred to as the herd, are content with mediocrity and are driven by the desire for acceptance and security. This social force, he argued, discourages originality and encourages conformity. In such a society, the individual is pressured to adhere to norms and traditions, often at the expense of their true self. Nietzsche's critique of the herd mentality is grounded in his belief that human beings possess the potential for greatness, but only if they can break free from the shackles of social conventions. He warned that if individuals succumb to the pressures of the herd, they risk losing their unique identity and becoming mere followers, leading lives of quiet desperation. In this context, the struggle that Nietzsche speaks of is not just a personal challenge, but a necessary condition for self-actualization. The power of conformity. Society exerts an immense influence over individuals, shaping their thoughts, desires, and actions. This influence is often subtle but pervasive, guiding people toward behaviors and beliefs that align with the majority. From an early age, individuals are taught to conform to societal norms, whether through education, family, or media. The pressure to fit in becomes a driving force in one's life, often overshadowing personal desires and aspirations. Conformity is reinforced by various social mechanisms, such as peer pressure, social rewards, and punishments. People who adhere to the norms are often praised, celebrated, and accepted. In contrast, those who deviate from the expected behavior risk being ostracized, ridiculed, or rejected. These social consequences create a strong incentive to conform, as acceptance within the group is often equated with personal success and security. In Nietzsche's view, this conformity stifles individuality. The desire to fit in and be accepted by others can lead individuals to abandon their unique qualities and adopt a standardized identity. The herd mentality, in this sense, becomes a force that homogenizes individuals, preventing them from realizing their fullest potential. The individual who resists the herd mentality must navigate the difficulties of social alienation. They may find themselves on the fringes of society, rejected or misunderstood by the majority. However, Nietzsche argued that this struggle is essential for personal growth. In his concept of the Übermensch, he envisioned an individual who has transcended the limitations of societal expectations and created their own values. This process, though fraught with hardship, is ultimately liberating and enables individuals to live authentically. The tyranny of the majority, a cultural critique. Nietzsche's critique of the herd mentality is also a critique of culture itself. He observed that most cultures, especially modern ones, value uniformity over individuality. The concept of the greatest good is often defined by the collective, which seeks to prioritize the well-being of the majority over that of the individual. This creates a culture in which the individual's desires, needs, and values are subordinated to those of the group. This cultural bias toward conformity is evident in the way societies structure education, work, and social life. In many cultures, the ideal citizen is one who follows the rules, adheres to tradition, and supports the collective goals. While these qualities are necessary for maintaining social order, Nietzsche believed that they could also limit personal freedom and self-expression. In contrast, Nietzsche championed the idea of the noble individual, the person who dares to reject the values imposed by society and instead creates their own. For Nietzsche, the process of becoming a truly autonomous individual involved a continual struggle against the tyranny of the majority. This is not a rejection of society per se, but rather a challenge to the conventional wisdom and values that the majority holds. It is only through this struggle that one can achieve the self-overcoming necessary for greatness. The struggle for authenticity, a personal journey. The tension between individuality and conformity is not merely a theoretical concept. It plays out in the lives of real people every day. From the pressure to conform to the ideals of beauty, success, and happiness, to the need to fit in with certain social circles or professional environments, individuals are constantly faced with choices that force them to question their authenticity. The struggle to maintain one's sense of self is a deeply personal journey. It involves confronting the fears, insecurities, and doubts that arise when one steps away from the comfort of a herd. This journey requires courage, resilience, and a willingness to face the unknown. It is often fraught with isolation, as the individual who challenges societal norms may find themselves alienated from others. Yet, for Nietzsche, this isolation is not a negative consequence. Rather, it is a necessary step towards self-realization. One of the key themes in Nietzsche's philosophy is the idea of becoming who you are. This is not a static state, but an ongoing process of self-discovery and self-creation. It requires the individual to confront their deepest desires and values and to reject external influences that threaten to obscure their true self. The struggle to maintain authenticity is a continuous process, one that requires constant vigilance and self-reflection. However, Nietzsche did not view this struggle as a form of suffering, but rather as an essential aspect of the human condition. The process of overcoming the herd mentality is, in his view, an act of strength and vitality. It is only through this struggle that the individual can attain the freedom and creativity necessary to live a life of true meaning and purpose. Nietzsche's philosophy is ultimately a call for the emergence of a new kind of human being, one who is not bound by the conventions and expectations of the herd. The Übermensch represents an ideal of human excellence that transcends the limitations of society. This individual is not driven by the desires for power, wealth, or fame that often motivate the masses, but by a deeper sense of personal purpose and creativity. The Übermensch is someone who creates their own values and lives according to their own principles, regardless of the opinions of others. They are not concerned with fitting in or seeking approval, but with realizing their fullest potential. This vision of the individual as a creator of their own values and meaning stands in stark contrast to the passive, conformist mentality that Nietzsche critiqued throughout his work. For Nietzsche, the struggle to overcome the herd mentality is not an abstract philosophical idea, but a practical necessity for anyone who seeks to live an authentic life. In a world that often seeks to define and constrain the individual, the quest for self-overcoming remains one of the most profound challenges that we can face. Friedrich Nietzsche's critique of the herd mentality offers a powerful and timeless reflection on the individual's struggle for autonomy. In a society that often values conformity over individuality, the fight to preserve one's true self remains as relevant as ever. Nietzsche's philosophy challenges us to reject the tyranny of the majority and embrace the struggle for authenticity, even in the face of social pressure and isolation. By doing so, we open ourselves up to the possibility of becoming something greater, something that is not determined by the expectations of others, but by our own values and desires. The relevance of Nietzsche's ideas extends far beyond the realm of philosophy. His critique of herd mentality and his advocacy for individuality have found resonance in many areas of contemporary life, from psychology to politics to art. As society becomes more interconnected through social media, the pressures to conform and fit into predefined categories have only intensified. Nietzsche's thoughts on the individual struggle to resist societal pressures remain crucial as ever for those seeking personal freedom. The power of Nietzsche's philosophy lies not just in the intellectual challenges it presents, but in its applicability to everyday life. Each of us, in our own way, faces the temptation to submit to the herd, whether it's by following trends, adhering to conventional career paths, or even simply suppressing our desires to meet others' expectations. Nietzsche's message is a call to embrace individuality, to resist the pull of the crowd, and to live with an unwavering commitment to one's own values. For anyone who has ever felt trapped by the expectations of others, Nietzsche offers a way out. His idea of self-overcoming encourages us to embrace struggle as a necessary part of personal growth. Just as the individual must wrestle with societal norms, they must also confront their own weaknesses, limitations, and inner conflicts. In doing so, they can break free from the confines of the herd and truly begin the journey toward becoming who they are meant to be. In the age of globalization and constant connectivity, Nietzsche's philosophy has found new relevance. The digital world has created a global tribe where social media platforms serve as arenas for collective behaviors and opinions. Online communities often amplify the herd mentality, with people seeking approval and validation from others through likes, shares, and followers. The pressure to conform in the virtual world is just as pervasive as it is in physical communities. Yet, Nietzsche's call to resist the herd has never been more urgent. In a time when individualism is often drowned out by the noise of the collective, his ideas serve as a powerful reminder that true freedom comes from within. We must be vigilant in our efforts to carve out space for personal expression, creativity, and critical thinking, especially in an age where so many external forces are vying for our attention and allegiance. Nietzsche's call for self-creation is not just about rejecting external authority. It is about forging a path that is uniquely one's own. This process of self-creation requires bravery, as it demands individuals to take responsibility for their lives and their values. It means rejecting the comfortable narratives that society offers and instead embracing the discomfort of forging one's own path, even when it leads to uncertainty and challenge. Nietzsche's philosophy has also had a profound influence on art, literature, and culture. His rejection of conventional morality and celebration of the individual's creative potential have inspired countless artists, writers, and musicians to explore new forms of expression. In literature, figures like James Joyce and Hermann Hesse found inspiration in Nietzsche's notion of the Übermensch and his emphasis on self-actualization. In the world of art, movements like Expressionism and Surrealism echoed Nietzsche's call for the breaking of conventional boundaries and the embrace of the irrational and the individual. For Nietzsche, art was a crucial medium through which individuals could express their authentic selves. It was not just a form of entertainment or beauty, but a powerful tool for self-exploration and self-assertion. The artist, like the philosopher, must resist the pressures of society and create something new, something that is true to their own inner vision. This idea resonates today in a world where many artists continue to challenge traditional norms and push the boundaries of what is considered acceptable or possible. Nietzsche's critique of herd mentality and his call for individuality offer valuable insights into the human condition. In a world that often values conformity over uniqueness, Nietzsche encourages us to be brave in our pursuit of authenticity. The struggle to preserve one's individuality is a constant and ongoing process, but it is one that is ultimately liberating. Through Nietzsche's lens, we understand that the struggle to resist the herd is not just an intellectual exercise, but a personal journey that demands courage, strength, and self-awareness. It requires us to be true to ourselves, even when it means facing rejection, isolation, or discomfort. By embracing this struggle, we have the opportunity to live more meaningful, authentic lives, free from the constraints of societal expectations. If you're ready to embark on this journey of self-discovery and critical thinking, don't forget to subscribe to the Unfolding Journey YouTube channel. Together, we'll continue to explore the ideas that shape our world and challenge us to think more deeply about who we are and who we can become. Thanks for joining, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Keep questioning, stay curious, and above all, remain true to yourself.